you've ever tried to make a light and fluffy wheat bread, it's a lot harder than you think.
That's right. Joining us now is Adrienne Woods from the blog freetimefrolics.com. And I'm going to be honest, I have had people's homemade whole wheat bread, and a lot of times it's really dense and it's kind of heavy and hard.
Do the words hockey puck come to mind?
Yeah. What are they doing wrong?
Exactly. You know, sometimes it's a good bread day, and sometimes it's a bad bread day too.
So
I mean, humidity plays a big role in it.
Could you mark those days out on the calendar
Yeah,
for us?
yeah,
We know.
yeah, exactly. But you know, there are a few things that you can do to really improve your bread.
Okay.
So
start us off.
My first thing is vital wheat gluten. So vital wheat gluten, you can add. It's not very much, but when you're using whole wheat, you want to add something to help get the dents out of it. So it's going to add elasticity to it, and it's going to add texture to your bread.
Okay.
Okay. So I mean, I use my recipe that's on my blog. I use 2/3 of a cup.
Okay.
So not. I mean, it's not a lot, and mine makes 4 loaves of bread.
Okay.
So
nice.
Very good.
Okay. My tip number 2 is sponging.
Okay.
So when you're sponging, what it is in my recipe, it is my wheat flour, my vital wheat gluten, and water, and my yeast. So when I combine those, I mix up part of my flour, my yeast, my vital wheat gluten, and my water, and I mix them up, and I let it sit. And it activates the yeast, and you'll see in the picture that the yeast will start to bubble, and it will just start growing and growing. You see the little bubbles popping on the top.
How long do you let it grow for?
I do about 10 minutes.
Okay, so it's really big and puffy and
It gets
fluffy.
really big and puffy, and it's really sticky. And when you do that, it's just letting the yeast activate. It's letting the gluten starting to work and just gets air into it and makes it fluffier. And then you continue on with the rest of your recipe.
Okay, now that's interesting to me. I've never made bread before, but I've made a lot of cinnamon rolls. And in that, it's just the yeast and the water and the sugar. So what does the
There's
flour...
no sugar in it right now.
No sugar at all in it?
It's just yeast and flour and vital wheat gluten and water.
Okay, interesting.
And that's all. And you're just letting it get activated.
And that kind of helps bring out the fluffiness
And that helps bring out the fluffiness,
Okay.
yes. So
lemon.
Lemon. Now, for those of you who use dough enhancer, there's a lot of people out there that use dough enhancer. And it adds lots of additives to your bread. Big companies, when you buy it at the store, it has a type of dough enhancer in it. Mine, I just use a lemon. I use lemon juice. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and it will give you more of like the store texture.
Okay.
Where it's really light and fluffy, and it's not really crumbly.
And it's all natural.
And it's all natural. I mean, 2 tablespoons of lemon, and you're good to go.
Oh, that's interesting.
So,
okay.
That's that tip.
Pam?
Pam. Pam is your best friend when you're baking breads. So you know how when Grandma was making it and you're rolling your dough out and you're throwing the flour onto the table or the countertop or whatever and rolling it out? You're just adding more flour to it and taking out all of its moisture.
Okay.
Take a little spray, Pam, spray it on the top of your counter, roll it out.
Oh, okay.
It
so
just
you're
comes
making
right
it kind of slide rather than...
Yep.
So
it
it doesn't
doesn't
stick to the table.
Yep, it doesn't stick. It just rolls right up.
Oh, no, that's interesting.
It's the best. I also use it once you've rolled it. I just do one little spray across the top of my bread loaves.
For the glisten.
So it doesn't dry out while it's in the oven, and it lets it expand without giving you all the cracked marks on the sides and on the top.
Spray bottle?
My last tip. This is the best tip too.
They're
all super good. But a lady taught me this and was like, she's brilliant. When your bread comes out of the oven, you pull them out of the pan, stick them on your racks to dry or to cool, spray them with water.
And that's just water?
This is just water. It's just a spray bottle of water. You just spray them and steam will just start billowing out of your bread, but it allows the moisture to stay in your bread and the heat to come out. Because they're drying out as they're cooling off.
So it stops the cooking
So yes, so when you spray the tops, the heat comes out and the water or the moisture stays in your bread. So it stays nice and fluffy. I don't know if you can see.
It really is fluffy. I have never seen a
like
homemade
it's
wheat
really
bread that looks
fluffy
like that.
and it's not crumbly. Yeah, you want to try some?
I would love to try
You don't have to ask him twice.
No, not at all.
So, but that tip, my kids think it's the coolest part of bread baking. They're like, Mom, can we spray the loaves? And they sit and spray, and the steam just billows off the top, and it stays really nice and moist inside.
These are great tips.
I could not tell that you did not buy this at the store.
Okay, now I
It is that good.
It is. I have friends who have been baking bread for years, years and years, and I'm like, just try my recipe. It's really good. And they're like, we've changed over. Like we don't use our old recipe anymore. They use the one that I gave them.
Whole wheat bread.
So good. For your recipe, they go to?
They can go to freetimefrolics.com. It is up on there now with my 10 tips and also a link to my bread post.
I need some peanut butter and jelly to go with this.
Or fresh honey butter.
Or fresh honey butter,
Or
that would
jam.
be awesome.
You never
Bring
know.
honey butter with you?
I didn't bring it with me.
Next time, next time. Thanks so much for coming in
Yes,
today.
thank you.
Do you feel like you don't have time to exercise and prepare healthy food? New research says that you are not alone. Coming up next, Gold's Gym joins us with time saver strategies to help you get healthier.